Welcome to the final experiments. The final experiments are a preponderance of evidence against flat Earth, and the final experiments all confirm the globe. These experiments were all conducted in December of 2024, when 4 flat earthers and 4 globers went on a journey with me, Will Duffy, to Antarctica. We spent time in Punta Arenas, Chile, which is at the southern tip of South America, before flying to Antarctica. This entire trip allowed us to conduct historic experiments and collect data firsthand from an area of the world that few people will ever have the opportunity to visit and do this themselves. Prior to my announcement of the final experiment in early 2024, a vast majority of flat earthers, with very few exceptions, promoted the Gleason's map of the world, which is an azimuthal equidistant projection. This map had the North Pole at the center and pushed the south to the outer perimeter of the known world. This made Antarctica an ice wall perimeter around all the world's continents, which served to hold in all the world's oceans, as flat earthers claim water must have a container. It also extends the entire southern hemisphere into a larger and larger area, where on the globe, everything south of the equator gets closer and closer together. This made being at the southern tip of South America and in Antarctica the perfect place to test flat Earth claims and also confirm the globe predictions. Every single flat Earth claim failed. Every flat Earth prediction was demonstrably false. The final experiments are meant to be taken collectively, just like evidence in a court of law. Undoubtedly, flat earthers will attempt to discredit individual experiments we did, while at the same time ignoring the rest. If they cannot provide an accurate map of the world and a working model that can account for the results of all of these final experiments collectively, that is because we do not live on a flat Earth. If they try to say these experiments are not actual experiments, but only observations, that is because they cannot reconcile our findings with a flat Earth. If they say that flat Earth does not make predictions, that is because making accurate and testable predictions based on a flat Earth is impossible, because a flat Earth does not exist. You cannot make and test predictions based on something that is not real. Maps of the globe exist because the globe exists. The entire globe model exists because the globe exists. Countless globe predictions come true every single day, and countless future globe predictions will continue to happen exactly as predicted because the globe exists. If a flat earther tells you that there is no accurate flat Earth map and there is no working flat Earth model and that they don't make predictions, that is an implicit admission that a flat Earth does not exist. Because you can map things that exist. You can model things that exist. And you can make very specific predictions that come true based on something that actually exists and is testable. I created the final experiment to give both sides, flat Earth and globe, an equal opportunity to prove their side. Only the globe side returned with evidence supporting their position. The globe side returned with tons of concrete evidence that both accurately matches the globe model and also falsifies flat Earth. This brings us to sunrise and sunset direction. And we will take a special look at sunrise and sunset direction south of the Tropic of Capricorn. So we will need a quick geography lesson to properly understand this one. There are 5 major circles of latitude on the globe. From north to south, they are the Arctic Circle, the Tropic of Cancer, the Equator, the Tropic of Capricorn, and the Antarctic Circle. A flat Earth would only have two of these, the two tropics, Cancer and Capricorn. The equator, which divides the globe into hemispheres, would be meaningless on a flat Earth. And the Arctic and Antarctic circles only exist on the globe as they are specifically created by the globe's axial tilt of approximately 23.5 degrees. So when you hear a flat earther mention either the Arctic Circle or Antarctic Circle, which they do all the time, don't forget to remind them that those only exist on the globe. And watch that conversation get shut down very quickly. By the way, for what it's worth, the Antarctic Circle can only exist on a globe.
You keep saying stuff like that. You don't even have a model.
In this video, we will be mainly concerned with the Tropic of Capricorn. According to flat earthers, the sun's circuit above the Earth moves from tropic to tropic. This is what they say creates seasons on the Earth and is their best attempt at making sense of the sun's actual movement through the sky throughout the world.
So it appears to move in a circle over top of the Earth. It just moves in a giant circle. And throughout the year, it moves in and out, closer and further away from the center. That's what gives us seasons. That's what gives us the analemma.
As we are about to see, this flat Earth model has now been officially falsified, and the globe was confirmed. The tropics represent the furthest north and south latitudes where the sun can be observed directly overhead a geographic location. The Tropic of Cancer is located at about 23 degrees north, and the Tropic of Capricorn is located at about 23 degrees south. Here is flat earther Eric Dubé explaining how the sun moves over a flat Earth from tropic to tropic and how that causes the different seasons.
In the flat Earth model, the sun and moon luminaries revolve around the Earth, illuminating like spotlights the areas over which they pass. The sun's annual corkscrew journey begins at the Tropic of Capricorn on the winter solstice, where it makes its fastest and largest circle over and around the Earth. Every day, the sun slightly narrows its path and slows its speed, until when the sun makes its smallest, slowest circle around the Tropic of Cancer.
There is very little land south of the Tropic of Capricorn. Here is a Mercator projection of the globe, and the line at the bottom represents the Tropic of Capricorn. And you can see that only the southern portion of South America, the southern tip of Africa, the southern half of Australia and New Zealand are the only main areas of land south of the Tropic of Capricorn, in addition to Antarctica. Being south of the Tropic of Capricorn puts you in a very unique place to test the significant difference between the flat Earth claims and the globes. As you can see in this graphic, the sun's movement over the flat Earth is in a circle that travels between the two tropics. And when the sun reaches its outermost and largest circle over the Tropic of Capricorn, someone south of that tropic would observe the sun to rise in the northeast, and they would observe the sun to set in the northwest. But on the globe model, for someone south of the Tropic of Capricorn, the sun would rise to the southeast and set to the southwest. Listen to this flat earther tell me personally, prior to the final experiment, that if the sun sets for us to the southwest, we definitely live on a globe.
When you're in that place, regardless of whether you're on a globe or whether you're on a flat, you are going to be south of the Tropic of Capricorn. You're going to be south of the furthest zenith position that the sun makes. So you are going to have to look north to see the sun. And it would be real simple that as it traverses to the west, if it arcs in a west by northwesterly direction at all, you're not on a globe. If it arcs around, if it starts to track, you don't even have to see it for 24 hours. All you have to do is watch which way it tracks. If it goes west by northwest, you're going to be on, you're on a flat Earth. If it's going past you in a west by southwest direction, in other words, angling off to this way, arcing around you, then you're definitely on a globe.
This will be a common theme in this series. Flat earthers saying that specific things would show we live on a globe and would be impossible on a flat earth, and then we show it to them. First was the 24-hour sun in Antarctica.
And what I found is anything that would prove the Earth is a globe, the globe science community lies about. For example, the 24-hour sun in Antarctica doesn't work on a flat Earth.
Then the 24-hour moon in Antarctica.
Right? So the moon goes in and out every 2 weeks, right? You know, there's a 24-hour moon in the north, but not a 24-hour moon in the south.
Then the South Celestial Pole.
But wouldn't that show a globe then, if they had to show both celestial poles by standing underneath it on the GP? And no one shows that. Your globe's false because you're not able to show two actual celestial poles from the GPs on the ground.
And now the sunrise and sunset direction for an observer south of the Tropic of Capricorn.
If it's going past you in a west by southwest direction, in other words, angling off to this way, arcing around you, then you're definitely on a globe.
When will flat earthers admit we live on a globe as we release receipt after receipt after receipt of the very things they said would mean we live on a globe? Listen to another flat earther from Sydney, Australia, as he insists that when you are south of the Tropic of Capricorn, the sun is always north of you, which is what would be required on a flat earth.
The sun never, ever goes south of Sydney. Never goes south of those coordinates. And I'm happy to go outside now and point it towards the sun and show you the sun is always north. In midday, nighttime, anytime, it's always north. Always north of that coordinate.
Okay.
There's no need to go to a reference. I can show you an observation. I can walk outside, send this compass towards the sun and show you the sun never, ever goes south of Sydney. Ever. It's always north. So the sun never, ever goes south of Sydney, ever. In fact, the Tropic of Capricorn is around Rockhampton, which, for people who don't know Australia, is in North Queensland. The southernmost point the sun ever gets is along Rockhampton. That's where you make beautiful sunsets. Most beautiful sunsets because the sun is directly above. The sun never, ever goes south of Sydney. Doesn't matter how many references you show me or what sources you go to.
This is why the 4 flat earthers who were with us on our trip to Antarctica paid close attention to the direction of the sunset the first night we were in Punta Arenas, Chile, which is at the southern tip of South America, but more importantly, also south of the Tropic of Capricorn.
You have the sun moving away from you, right? We should think that it's going north. So there's light in the south. There's nothing over here in the north, right? Mm-hmm. Which is what the globe would predict. The flat earth would predict it in that it could be the coffee cup caustic.
To get precise concerning our location at Punta Arenas, on the Gleason's AE map, the sun would rise around 23 degrees northeast. And on the globe, the sun would rise at 132 degrees southeast. That represents a massive margin of over 100 degrees difference between the flat earth prediction and the globe prediction. The flat earthers on our trip were hoping to see a sunset to the northwest, with the sun rising in the northeast. So let's hear them describe what they saw with their own eyes.
Yeah, it's midnight. And that's looking about south. We do have different readings about exactly. We couldn't see the sunset today, but now it's lit up pretty good in the south. That's pretty bright for midnight.
So it's 12 o'clock here, okay? The sun, okay, it was light until after 10 o'clock. We were eating lunch. It was still like bright outside, 10 p.m., right? Okay, it's midnight now. It's gotten dark and like actually pretty cold. Anyway, so we're in the hotel and we're looking out the window. Our window is like facing the water and it's facing south. And the whole sky is pitch black, but if you look south, the sky is lit up. The sky is lit up in the south, but not in any other direction. Okay, so let's break it down. So
Wolfie gave
obviously
us-
the idea, if you look at the AE map, right, you got the sun would be moving in a circle. It's actually going to be going north at this point.
That way.
But according to the globe's going to predict that the sun's actually over there south. It's going to be over towards the south. In theory, if we were to, like, I don't know, maybe hop in a plane and start flying that way, we would see the sun start to rise up, right? Now, if there was like a container and there was light wrapped around the edge, then we would still see what we're seeing right now, which is just like a lit up like rim along the south.
It always comes down to the sun.
So it comes down to the sun.
As you heard them say, the sun appeared to be in the south, just as the globe predicted. Well, I was able to capture with my drone both a sunrise and a sunset while we were at the southern tip of South America. But for you to fully understand these videos, you must first be familiar with the area we were in. This is a satellite image from Google Maps of the street right outside our hotel. The GPS coordinates are in the lower right corner, so anyone can look this up themselves on Google Maps. Our hotel is located in the upper left corner of the image. This is Hotel Diego de Almagro. There are some key landmarks, the first of which was a fountain directly across the street from our hotel. This is a maritime monument remembering Chile's claim to the Strait of Magellan, which is the body of water directly south of our location. Next was a large orange landmark on the right-hand side of the image. This large sculpture commemorates the first circumnavigation of the Earth by Magellan over 500 years ago. Last but certainly not least was the street in front of our hotel. This street ran almost directly east and west. This will serve as a visual aid, so there is no doubt which direction the sun rose and set each day while we were there. Take a good look at this image, and when we are at the fountain, looking down the street toward the orange circumnavigation landmark, we are facing east. With an understanding of the area we were in, please enjoy the beauty of this southeast Punta Arenas sunrise from south of the Tropic of Capricorn, taken with my drone in 4K. As you clearly saw, the sun came up from the southeast, which is exactly what would happen on a globe and would be impossible on a flat Earth. So another globe prediction confirmed, and another flat Earth prediction was completely false. To help this make sense, someone named Mike Honey made these two motion graphics, which first show the path of the sun over the flat Earth map, and then he added a sun, which represents what we actually experienced both in Chile and Antarctica. Now, this of course makes no sense on a flat Earth, as there are not two suns, and the rest of the world still experienced day and night every 24 hours. So it cannot be the case that we had our own special sun circling the area we just so happened to be at. Another YouTuber named Jos Leys created this incredible video to show how sun elevation angles make no sense on a flat Earth. And then watch what happens when these 30 sun elevation angles on the flat Earth are transitioned onto a globe. predictions come true because the globe is real. Every flat Earth prediction prior to the final experiment was demonstrably false. First, they said there is no 24-hour sun in Antarctica. Next, they said there is no 24-hour moon in Antarctica. Then, that there is no south celestial pole. And now, they said that the sun would rise in the northeast and set in the northwest. Not only did the sun actually rise and set in a southerly direction, we were so far south we could see twilight moving from right to left due south of us through the night. And that twilight to the south of us was, of course, coming from the 24-hour sun in Antarctica. This incredible time lapse was captured by our own Jonathan Morandi, and you can see the twilight to the south moving from right to left through the night, just as the globe predicted. A rising and setting sun to the south of an observer who is south of the Tropic of Capricorn will never be mapped or modeled on a flat Earth, because again, you can't model something with this amount of precision and make these very specific, accurate predictions concerning something that doesn't exist. It's only possible to do this with something that is real. And because the globe is real, every single globe prediction concerning the rising and setting sun south of the Tropic of Capricorn has been confirmed. And the flat Earth prediction of a northeast sunrise and northwest sunset was completely false. Please watch our other experiments, which are part of these final experiments, where you will see results that confirm the globe and results that would be impossible on a flat Earth. And please share this video with anyone you know who is a flat earther or considering flat Earth. As Jesus said in John 8:32, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free.